conference, Jo Coles, Huddersfield CLP and proud member of Unison. For me, this week is the conference of the next generation for more reasons than one. On a personal level, I am literally looking to the next generation as my partner and I expect our first baby. Inside the conference hall, we have a new leader whose great speech yesterday showed the country a new generation is in charge of Labour. But outside the conference hall, the next generation is struggling. Struggling because they're being asked to shoulder the burden of Conservative and Liberal cuts. Those who did nothing to cause the recession are now the ones expected to bail the country out. Babies did nothing to cause the recession, yet our wonderful children's centres, the focal point of local communities, are under threat. I didn't see any child bankers lending money irresponsibly in unsecured loans, yet plans for new playgrounds are being cancelled in communities across the country. There were no £1 million payoffs for young people when big companies went bust. Yet youth services, their youth services, have been among the first in the firing line in the cuts. I'm a director of the Youth Association, a youth charity working across West and South Yorkshire. These are difficult times for youth work. We get most of our funding from local authorities, and their funding from central government has been slashed. Cutting funding for youth work and services for young people jeopardises the next generation. Yet right across the country, youth services are disappearing before our eyes. Programmes for the most vulnerable young people, the 1 in 10 who don't succeed at school, the ones who don't find an apprenticeship, these are the programmes that are being scrapped, just when we needed them most. Be in no doubt, these cuts are very, very severe, and when I come back from maternity leave next year, I have no idea whether there'll be any services for these young people left to run. Heaven knows whether or not there'll be anything left for my child as he or she grows up. We're told that the future of our local communities lies in the big society. Conference. I went to a fringe meeting last night at which some amazing women running Home Start programmes supporting vulnerable families told their story. Home Start is largely run by volunteers. And how are the Tories rewarding these brilliant volunteers? Their funding is cut, so they can't even be paid their expenses, let alone for any training and support. Some big society you're creating there, Mr. Cameron. Now we know cuts are coming, but who would have predicted that the young, the next generation and the most vulnerable would have been the ones made to pay the price? Babies, children and our young people did nothing to cause the economic crisis, but they are the ones falling victim to George Osborne's axe. Yes, we must find a new way of talking about politics, because we cannot and we must not walk on the other side of the road while the most vulnerable in our society pay the price for the economic failings of a greedy few. The next generation are counting on us. We can't let them down.